Welcome in, everybody. I had a bunch of angel numbers come at me today. So if you've seen 1122, 1133, 1144, 644, 144, 444, or 44, this message might be for you tonight. It was absolutely redundant, so we're going to figure it out. I'm going to start off with some oracles tonight, and then I'm going to get into the tarot, and we'll just kind of go with it. Hope you all had a good day today. Welcome in, Ink, Alexis. Gonna start off with a vibe check. Oh, sweet. Good job, Ink. Let's cleanse out the energy. Welcome in, Coco. Great Spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light. Please be here with me now to provide a message for my collective, so that way we can stay 10 steps ahead of the haters, giving us more chance to transmute that what is being sent to us. Please allow only the messages that are important to my collective to come through, and let any evil eye or ill will towards this live or my tribe or myself be automatically transmuted into prosperity abundance and healing, as well as clarity, strength, and courage. Any residue, ill will residue that's left over from transmuting, let it be automatically, unapologetically sent back to its sender and bound to them indefinitely until they learn perfect love and perfect trust within their heart. As above, so below, as within, so without, and so it is. All right, collective, let's get it. Hope you all had a good day, and I hope tonight's message resonates with someone. It's been a pretty eventful day. So somebody's dropping their guard. Could be you. Could be someone else. Okay. Somebody's feeling lustful. They know they made some bad choices. They played some pretty nefarious games and sent some mixed signals. And now they don't want to face the consequences. Oh, thank you, Coco. All right, Spirit, what's going on for my collective? What's the overall vibe for tonight's message? Oh, that masculine energy's flipping out again. What, he's not dead yet? Yeah. I'm still alive. Oh, okay. So somebody's not happy. And the fact that you're not confused, the fact that you're not perplexed or conflicted, has really got him puzzled. Somebody's snapping out that their shit don't work. Whatever they're sending to you, it's not working. Isn't that funny? Yeah, a bunch of karmics, third parties, haters. They're learning a very valuable lesson that maybe you shouldn't be messed with. Yeah. You're regaining your energy. You're resting from some sort of a burnout. Maybe you're releasing burdens. It's either that or this person that's snapping out. They're trying not to get burnt out from doing all this bullshit. There is no mutual respect with this person. They did burn a bridge with you, but somehow they're trying to rekindle this bridge. And I think this is quite possibly magic to try to get you back. It's kind of what it's given. But you got no feelings towards this person at all. Suffering in silence. Yeah, you're probably very much speaking up. The energy I'm feeling like they want to speak to you. They've been suffering in silence. They don't like the fact that there's no mutual respect, there's no unity, there's no closeness anymore. And the fact that, you know, they can't speak to you or they're blocked out. It's got them all salty, bitter, angry, petty. Is there anything else, Spirit? Oh, Yeah, they know they made some bad decisions. And I'm also picking up, they said, it's kind of giving me like they should have listened to you. They very well could be kind of puzzled as to how did you know is kind of coming to mind. So you may have warned them about something, and unfortunately they didn't listen. Are we dealing with another asshole? You know, people that ask you for advice. Maybe they didn't ask you for advice. Maybe you just had an intuitive hit, and you just laid it on them. Who knows? All right, Mystical Forest, what do we got? What is the scoop? Oh, wow. Okay. So, there's some miracles about to happen with a new beginning, Collective. And somebody's not liking that too much. Okay, they don't give a hell. I'm trying not to swear, okay? Just for something different. They don't want you getting what you want, and they're trying to pull you out of this position of authenticity. They want you acting out of character. They want to put this new chapter to a rest. They don't want you having any new chapter. It's like they want you to fit the bill of the illusions that they're portraying. And the fact that you're not, and the fact that you're defying them because of this, they don't like it. All because you're pursuing happiness, Collective, and you've got a new beginning coming in. Okay? Just understand that a seed needs to be having some dirt thrown on it and put into darkness in order for it to sprout. So you very well could be going through some sort of a transformation. Okay. There's also this masculine energy. He very well could be getting caught up with the sirens in the background. However, this masculine energy is losing their shit, and not in good vibes. Maybe the fact that they were maybe trying to start a new chapter and they are not, their authenticity hasn't really brought them anywhere. Okay? They don't care what you want. They're trying to make you look ugly. There very well could be some sort of hate. And, yeah. You have a new beginning and they're suffering in silence. So they're continuing on their dumbass cycles, thinking that they're going to get somewhere. Meanwhile, they haven't gotten anywhere yet. Okay? And I just find it really odd why they're so relentless and they want to continue doing the bullshit. Yeah, you also have abundance coming in, Collective. What's the scoop? Spirit animals, what's the message for my Collective? Yeah, authentic. You're stepping into your authenticity of who you are. And somebody's not happy about it. They could be getting messages, or you could be getting messages. You very well could be getting visions. I've had visions come at me all day. whoever this is, they don't want you getting what you want, but you're going towards happiness anyway. Spirit, call off the Sandman for now, please. I could be speaking to a shaman, someone that does shadow work. Somebody didn't realize you had an old soul. Somebody thought, you know, you were acting out of sort, maybe a little bit immature. Meanwhile, they're very, very closed-minded. Okay? Ultimately, what I'm picking up here is that they've been trying to siphon off of your prosperity. But it's looking like you're a little bit too wise for them. And you blocked them out. What's the scoop? Can I get a clarification on this? Yeah, this person's not getting a new chapter because they don't want to grow up. They're very immature. They don't want to, they've done too much is what it's saying. They're very much a poser, very much a follower. Thought that they could pull the wool over your eyes. Didn't really work all that well. Yeah, they were too busy thinking about everybody else. The fact that you're living in the present right now, you're in the moment, you're aware of things, you're in the now. They see that now. And you could very well be getting visions of these people that are trying to pull on your energy. And you block these people out because you're not willing to take any risks with them anymore. You're done with that. You got no spoons for it. You could have disregarded it. You could be ignoring them. You could be looking the other way, leaving them behind. Yeah, this person's not having fun because they came after your prosperity. They very well could be going through a dark night of the soul for it as their price, and the fact that their prosperity is stuck now. For coming for yours. They might have been out having fun with friends, having riskiness, clubbing, having fun, partying, and now they can't do that because they don't got the money to do it anymore. So they tried to throw you into a dark night of the soul, but that's why they're receiving this dark night of the soul collective. They didn't give you what you wanted. They didn't want to give you what you wanted. And they want this to have a deja vu. They want this, like, history to repeat itself. Okay? And because they want history to repeat itself, this is how they're going to try to get you to be all ugly. Maybe ugly in attitude. Welcome in, Marine. This could have been a twin flame. They could have been a mirror of you, or you could have been a mirror for them. This could be somebody that you share feelings with. I'm kind of picking up they wanted a new beginning with you, but they're all bitter and pissed off that there's no mutual respect or closeness anymore. Yeah. They were too busy focusing on everybody else and following the crowd and taking risks having a poker face, not showing their feelings, rolling the dice. But now they can't do that. The people around them are noticing a change in them. The fact that you're gone and out of their life is really kind of throwing them for a loop. Like, I'm getting a feeling like you could have been extremely pissed off with this person. And that's part of the reason why you walked away and you didn't bother going back. They thought that there was going to be another chance somewhere down the line. And that's probably why they didn't give you any closure, right? Because they were going to hoover back in to say hi and whatever else. And the fact that you're not allowing them to hoover back in, and the fact that you're not wanting anything to do with them now, you're not willing to take another go at this and another risk. You don't want no deja vu. You don't want a repeated cycle. You're done with it, right? They were too busy focusing on everybody else, right? They were making you feel insignificant. And it's not necessarily a codependency on this person. It was just the fact that, you know, they just, I don't know. It's like they diminished you. They made you feel like a useless tool. Like there was nothing that you could have done for them to situate yourself in a way that was going to benefit the situation. And I'm talking to someone that's very talented, very seasoned in many different things. Like you learn things very quickly, you adapt quickly. And it's been extremely difficult to come against you and to bring you down and to put you in a particular situation because you just continue to bounce back. And I think this is the biggest energy that is creating this this particular masculine energy to snap out and to be in a bad mood. Because it doesn't matter what they throw at you, it just does not hit you. It doesn't hit you. And even so, the divine's allowing you to transmute this and, you know, turn your pain to power. So this is only making you more resilient. Every chance that they have to throw something at you, it's not going in their favor at all. All right? And with the fact that we're stepping into Mercury retrograde, even more so, considering. All right? So, yeah, take that into consideration. There's definitely something going to happen in the next couple days, couple weeks, couple months. You're definitely going to be moving forward, okay? There's definitely some new changes that are about to kick in for you. Some of these you don't even know, all right? But that's okay, because it's going to be a little bit of a surprise for you, okay? Is there anything else? Oh yeah, so this person came in like a soulmate kind of twin flame, but when their mask slipped and their mask fell off, that told you all you needed to know, is what I'm picking up on. They were not a soulmate. They were not even a twin flame. They were karmic. But they came in acting like they had it all together, acting like they knew what it was that they wanted in life, but really they had not a clue. They tried to lock you down though, but they left you with missing pieces. They left you feeling detached. They weren't sharing their heart, and they didn't want you to move forward. Okay? But the fact that they showed their true colors and the fact that they didn't give you any closure, that's all the closure you need to move on, right? And with how insignificant they made you, it's time to turn the tables. Play them by their own playbook, collective. Okay, they want to make you feel worthless. Two wrongs don't make a right, but if they're going to turn around and throw out some evil medicine, you have every right to give them evil medicine back. You know what I mean? And again, miracles happen in the dark. Okay? A seed needs to be thrown into darkness, um, into the dirt to sprout. And I think you've already sprouted. Okay? And the thing is that they didn't want you moving forward, and too bad for that. Because they're not getting what they want. Welcome in, Sandra. So, yeah, they're having no other choice but to put to rest these uncontrollable desires. They have a huge appetite for sex. They could have an addiction. It's an insatiable hunger for pleasure. And it's really kind of hitting them hard because, well, not so hard. We'll just say that much. It seems as though they have this craving, but their shit don't work. Right? So, maybe they're just sexually frustrated with this masculine energy in the reverse. They're not in good vibes. Yeah, there's some sort of trigger happening. Maybe they're having flashbacks about this possible new chapter that they could have had with you. And it's got them in a trauma bond. You're triggering their inner child wounds. And they're not dealing with it. They're sweeping it under the rug. There's definitely other people involved. There's third parties. They could very well be calling in an intervention because of their attitude. But they very well could be being manipulated at the same time. So they keep wishing and praying and hoping that you'll get back with them. I don't think it's ever going to work. It very well could be that they're wishing and hoping that their magic works, but Spirit's asking you to be patient at this time. Okay, you're being reminded that persistence is what is necessary to attain your goals. You need to be patient and trust that the universe will help you through your challenges in divine timing. Success is guaranteed. All right. Welcome in, Marie and Renee. Yeah, you're definitely free. I think stepping into this shamanism, stepping into your mysticism, stepping into your shadow, alchemizing all that, it's really bringing some major freedom for you. You must break out of any limitations that that's holding you back, whether they are self-imposed or put on you. Pardon me, by other people or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams. Okay? And this is where you become unapologetically unfuckwithable. Okay? Lactose intolerant. Alright? Allergic to other people's bullshit. You might have some sort of passion coming back to you in the coming weeks. The dragon is a reminder that your strong will and fiery personality. It will also be a symbol of passion and fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passion does not lead you into trouble. Just like I said earlier, Stay to yourself throughout this Mercury retrograde. Use this time to go within and heal and empower yourself. Okay, focus on your manifestations for yourself, your self-growth. Okay, like any type of magic or manifestations where it's involving someone else, you are messing with their free will. I hope you realize that. Some of you may be called out for that, and some of you may not. Some of you aren't even manifesting, right? You don't even think it's possible. Spirit's saying that it's now time for you to maybe open up your mind to the possibilities. Start with a magazine and a vision board. Okay? Find a favorite car you like. What does your house want to look like? What kind of career do you want to have? Okay? There's a timeline out there that somebody's wondering whether or not they should just become an entrepreneur. It would probably be an idea that you want to look into if you're thinking on it and it keeps coming back and haunting you. Look into it, because there very well could be something there. Like we got the wild card on the bottom of the deck. So the sky's the limit with that, collective. All right? Sky's the limit with that one. You are going through a transition, so understand that it very well could be a little rickety-rockety. This is a powerful time of change. You are being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. What's scooping on? Man, let's go. Yeah, so there's definitely going to be some major visions coming in. It's time to look inward with an attentive eye. Allow your heart to guide you. And opportunities you never dreamed of or possible will present themselves when you least expect it. So get ready for some greatness. And this is part of your new beginning, okay? You're focusing on your self-love right at this time. You're nurturing yourself. You're pouring into yourself at this time. And I think this is a good thing to do during this Mercury retrograde. Kind of staying low. Stay out of the fray, so to speak. Because the karmic energy be karmicking, and you want to stay out of that. You want you want nothing to do with that one. All right? Just keep that in mind. Check here. Yeah, I'm gonna check the number. What does it look like? Okay, good. Welcome in, Marie. Hopefully you guys got your coffee. I got my vanilla hazelnut. It's very tasty. Gotta have some enjoyment, right? These jackasses want to take everything away. No, you're not going to take away my beautiful coffee. Sorry. All right. Pray tell, Spirit, what is the overall message? Is there anything that you'd like to clarify that's on the table before I swap it up and swap it out? What's the scoop, Spirit? The High Priestess, something that you don't see coming. So there very well could be a vision of passion coming in, uncontrollable desires coming in. Somebody that was focusing on everybody else is now focusing on you. This is going to be a bit of a surprise. I do believe this is going to be some sort of happiness. Okay, it might kind of take you out by surprise, or kind of Spirit saying something, the fact that it might knock the wind out of you. Now, I don't think there's actually going to be outright physical situation, but like this new beginning coming in, you don't see it coming. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. And I think Spirit is blocking it out because had you known about it coming in, you probably have something to say about it. I do believe that it has to do with the past person, but Spirit's actually asking you, the reason why there's this surprise is because Spirit wants you to hear them out. Okay? Hear them out. Now, you don't necessarily have to agree with what they're saying or what have you. You're still up to making that decision. At this point, I do feel that both of you are going to be tested. Okay? This could be about choosing yourself, or this could also be reading the energy of the room, is what I'm being told. But there's also reading the energy of them as well, and kind of getting the vibe of what kind of vibe they have. This is somebody from the past, but this is somebody that you don't necessarily have any real bad memories with. There could have been a misunderstandings at some point, but this is partially as to what they want to talk about. Okay? And Spirit's saying this person's not going to gaslight you. Okay? They are being outright transparent, honest. Okay? And this is why Spirit wants you to hear them out. They're actually genuine. Now, understand, collective, if you're a shaman, a light worker, chosen, a earth angel, yada, 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 you're divinely guided, guarded, and protected. So if there's anybody coming in, it's probably for a particular reason. Okay, if Spirit's allowing it to happen, there's probably something about it. All right? So, what's the scoop, Spirit? But I have a feeling this whole idea is going to make you happy. 7 of Cups. So authenticity, messenger. You could be getting a message while you're focusing on yourself. You're cutting out the noise, cutting out the distractions. You're stepping into your authenticity. You're alchemizing, you're transmuting. And all that jazz. Somebody could be working on a musical. I don't know. Right. So somebody might like musicals. I don't know. What's the scoop? 7 of Swords. So these visions coming in, vision and vision is like right over top of each other there. So there's definitely some major visions here that's going to help you with future movement towards getting back what you thought was lost. All right. So pay attention to your visions. If they seem a little off, maybe look into the interpretations of these visions. All right. Yeah, so you could be being strategic at this time, or somebody could very well be strategic. But somebody's facing judgment, and I think this is one of the visions that you don't see coming. Somebody's facing judgment. Okay, this is not you, but somebody's facing judgment because of them being a thief. Okay, stealing your energy, stealing your prosperity and abundance. The divines cut them off, is what I'm being told. And, yeah, everything that was taken from you is divinely being brought back to you. Yeah, because they took an offer. They could have taken money. They could have taken something that was yours. And, or they could have been leeching off of you somehow, some way. And they were found out. Yeah, we got the popo in the background again. So they very well could be getting caught up for taking from you. Spirit saying it was sinister and diabolical how they did this. So, however that might mean to you, yeah, they wanted you to miss out. Because you're a shaman and because you got freedom. Because you broke free from them. They're very, very immature. They wanted you to miss out on this whole aspect of becoming a shaman and your freedom. And because they were siphoning off of your prosperity. Again, I think they're now in the essence of starting to miss out. Yeah, the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we could be talking about a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy that's wanting to open up and heal. It's either that or they want to open up old wounds again. They don't want this cycle to end. A King of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, so there very well could be a King of Swords and a King of Pentacles. They're very, very unstable at this time. Ace of Pentacles. Maybe these are the two people that stole what was yours. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. They tried to put this Ten of Pentacles to rest. Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So they did not want you receiving wish fulfillment and they were sabotaging against that wish fulfillment. But I have a feeling it's blowing up in their face. And Spirit's saying not in the way that you might expect. It's something so much more sinister. Yeah. The Magician here is in the reverse. So they were doing some dark shit regarding you. Yeah, trying to open up old wounds with the Ten of Swords reversed. Like a relentless pile of shit is what I'm being told. And it's mainly because you walked away. Eight of Cups. So they tried to destroy everything and totally denounce who you are. And diminish everything. They sure as hell don't want this coming out because, like, there's definitely something going on at my throat chakra. And I rebuke it and I send it back to sender. I don't even want to transmute that shit. They're trying to choke me out. Well, they can choke out. They can choke on dirt for all I care. Dig a hole. Big enough for both of you. What else? Considering they want to throw death magic at me, whatever. It's only going to ricochet and come right back to them. You know what? even my enemies, even the people that hate my guts for no good reason, even the people that I'm not really fond of, I would not ever wish anything of any harmful nature onto them. Okay? Well, Aiden, why did you just say that then? Because you know what? If they're going to wish it onto me, they can get what they give. Okay? If they want to play that game, then let the divine give it right back to them. Maybe it'll teach them a lesson about wishing ill onto others. Okay? They are wishing it onto me, in essence, and I'm using myself as an example. They're wishing it onto me to diminish me and to ruin me. And I'm wishing it onto them to get them to learn a lesson that they shouldn't be wishing ill on other people. There's a difference. There's a difference of intention, right? When I bind their ill will back onto them, it's 9 times out of 10 until they learn perfect love and perfect trust in their heart. You know, they have a way out. There's always a way out. But they have to get right with themselves and with the divine. Right? And partially of that is to repent. You know, it's not really that difficult. Yeah, you're walking away from this energy. So I know I walked away from this energy, but they're relentless, trying to destroy me. But I'm really picking up on a checkmate coming in. Okay? Now, there's 2 timelines here. You're dealing with a bunch of has-been, washed out karmics. And then there's one in particular energy that's coming in that's part of the surprise. Okay? Well, who was a surprise? That's why I don't like surprises. Right? Because I can't keep that a secret. So if there's a surprise party, don't tell me about it. Anyway, is there anything else going on that we need to know about Spirit with this Oracle / Tarot spread? Yeah. So they were casting illusions because you're very strong. And they've been trying to distract you with ill will, evil eye, dark manifestations, dark illusions. Because you're extremely strong, right? You're very resilient. And they've kind of only paved the way for you to be resilient at this point. And you're just nurturing your heart space out here. You know, loving on yourself. You know, keeping your own energy. Okay. Yeah, so they wanted you in anxiety. And, yeah, they wanted you trapped up, either spiritually or physically. They tried to put you behind bars. Ha! Because they're so bitter, they tried to put you behind bars, okay? But there's literally nobody that wants to listen to them because their mask is, their epidermis is showing through their mask. And, yeah, so I find it, I'll take that as a confirmation. There's a bike outside. They basically were told to reconcile it. Whatever beef that they have, just to reconcile it. But you block them out. So it's not like they can come into your energy and reconcile, right? Because you don't want reconciliation. You just want to be left the fuck alone, right? And these jackasses are relentless. But they didn't bother telling that in the report, right? They left that part out, right? They tried to make you look like you're obsessed. Meanwhile, they're behind the scenes waving their dumbass wand, thinking that they're going to do something with it. Yeah, they're being disconnected from the divine. There's like no commitment. The only commitment they have is to destroy you. That's the only reason why they've come together to work together. Yeah, Six of Swords. You're clearly just walking away from this. You're too strong for this manipulation. Right? Compared to what you know, compared to what you've dealt with in the past, compared to who you know and what you're working with, what they're talking about, what they're dealing with is simply child's play. Okay, I think this is one of the reasons why that it's not hitting you like it could, is because it's basically child's play. Okay. I'm really kind of picking up on glamour magic and chaos magic and all that shit. And collective, you don't even have to light a candle. All right? You don't even have to put ingredients together. Okay? You're tapped in. You know, there are some things that the divine is keeping from you right now because it's time to rest. Right? And they don't want this frustrated energy that you have going on right now to screw with your manifestation. So this is why they are keeping certain things from you, because it's your resting period. This is where you get to recoup from all this shenanigans. Yeah. This person maybe come in and like was looking like a commitment, but all they did is pull the wool out, the rug out from underneath you, and you've had to deal with the aftermath of all that. Is there anything else? This is going to be a relatively short live tonight, guys and gals. Again, I've been up since I think like 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. I'm definitely on a morning dove kind of schedule. So there very well could be somebody coming in to speak to you. They are filled with anxiety. They know they have to reconcile, otherwise they're going to jail. Okay? And I think that's the whole purpose of them coming in to try to reconcile, is so they don't go to jail. Okay? And the fact that they've got you all, you know, they got you all bent out of shape and you blocked them. I'm not exactly sure as to how that's going to happen, of them getting back in. Maybe they're coming in with a fake account. But either way, I get a feeling that somebody's coming in to tell you the plans as to how they tried to put you in a sorts. Okay, we'll just call it that. And there's a particular individual coming in to reconcile and to basically tell you what you need to know and to apologize. I do feel that there's an apology here. They didn't understand what they were getting pulled into until it was too late. Okay? At first, it was only a joke. They were just playing a joke, and that's how they projected it to this person. It was just screwing around, kind of like a April Fool's joke kind of situation. They were bored, right? They didn't recognize the fact of baneful magic is manipulative magic, and if you're going to throw glamour magic at someone, there's definitely karmic repercussions to that. Anything that's regarding another person like sympathetic magic, using a picture of someone, okay? That is mainly done for healing. And there's a consent with that. And 9 times out of 10, any type of protection or anything of a healing nature, it would be done with consent. But the fact that they were manipulating you, at least while trying, and the fact that they weren't getting consent for this, it's not working out well for them. But they are making a decision to come in and speak to you on something. Someone in 5 degrees of separation of these imbeciles is going to come in. If it's not them, it's somebody that they know that you know that you know them. Someone that's relatively familiar. What's the scoop, Spirit? Yeah, they know they're not getting the upper hand if they come in, because you walked away from them. You know that they know that you don't have any emotions for them, and you're standing on business. You're keeping the perspective that you have. You're not allowing people to come in and gaslight you. You're not, no. And the fact that you're walked away from this energy already, and that's the reason why they're not getting the upper hand. Spirit's saying now they're searching for you. They're trying to figure out where you are. Okay? Yeah. Talk about a clown show. I'm getting a feeling of a tit for tat situation with this six of Wands in reverse. The thing is they're trying to destroy you with lies. Meanwhile, you're destroying them with the truth. Okay, so they're trying to defame your character. They're trying to make you look like an absolute joke, which you're not a joke. Okay, you're very tapped in. And this is the whole part, right? Because you are speaking up and you are speaking out regarding a particular situation that you're dealing with, the fact that you're revealing this and exposing them without actually exposing them, it's kind of got them in their feelings. And it's not necessarily a good thing. And we're talking about the imbeciles, right? But you clearly emotionally walked away from them. You cut ties. And now you're disconnected from them. And they're literally losing their mind at the fact that they don't have access to you now. Okay. Everything good that way. It looks like it. Okay. All right, collective. So somebody might be caught up in jail. The very well could be that the reason why they haven't reached out yet is because they're behind bars. Okay, and I have a feeling that they're behind bars for a totally unrelated issue, which is still part of their karma, right? And I think because of the situation that they're dealing with you, they're being haunted. It's almost as if somebody, part of their punishment is like being shown pictures of you, having different memories get recalled. You're literally haunting them. You're haunting their spirit. You're haunting their memories. They're haunting, they're being haunted. I'll just say that much. Okay, you're literally living rent-free in their head. Okay, I'm really picking up on an obsessed energy. All right. And for the imbeciles, like, this isn't a good obsessed. This is more like maybe not so much of a I want to wear your skin kind of thing. But there's definitely some sort of obsession. Somebody's envious. at the fact that you might outrank this person. They don't like that fact, but they're very much sitting in a very immature energy. All right. And the fact that they came after your prosperity, they came after your foundation, they came after your beauty, they came after your inspiration and your creativity and your authenticity, your new chapter, the new beginning that's coming in. This new beginning coming in, you had some major miracles happen in your darkness when you went into your shadow work. Okay, and it's taken some time for them to manifest because these dreams were huge. Okay, and it's taken the divine quite some time to make that happen. Like, you're kind of a think big or go home kind of situation. Go big or go home. So if you're not allowed to do a quality job or quality work, you want nothing to do with it. Like, it kind of comes back to a memory of somebody wanting me to do some contract work for them, do some renos and whatnot, and they basically wanted to just put lipstick on a pig. Okay, and they just wanted to like throw some paint on the walls, and there's like drywall, wallpaper, peeled wallpaper, and they just want to paint over it. They don't even care. It's like old, dirty, dusty wood with stains all over it, and they just want to spruce it up. It's going to take 5 coats. It'll take more paint and the cost of paint to just rip out the wall and put new drywall. Okay? And the cost of paint to paint it to make it so-called look nice, right? So my main point is that here they are, they're trying to they're basically trying to screw with you in a way that you throwing rocks and hiding their hands, and it's not working out. Okay, I kind of lost track, and they're probably throwing shit at me right now. I wouldn't be surprised. But like, when you do something right. You know, you're not going to do something out of whack. And if you do, it's just a quick fix until you can figure something else out. Right? Because sometimes, yeah, we got to do a quick fix just to, you know, fix it for now. And then get the materials. And then it's kind of like shutting off a tap because the tap's leaking. Right? Yeah. So anyway. Overall, like, you're finding the sense in your experience. You're transmuting what's been happening to you. You're learning from it. You're growing from it. You're evolving from it. You're outright resilient, despite how redundant they have been. Okay? And they haven't learned a damn thing, collective. This is the one thing you need to know. These imbeciles, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. These two are diabolical. And I know at least one of them very well could be caught up right now. Like, I'm seeing somebody behind bars. So, it's definitely not you. Alright, collective? You won't have to be worrying too much about that. Now, Spirit's saying there has been an investigation going on behind closed doors that you don't even know about. And the reason why you don't know about it is because you're being tested to see if you're changing up your story, or if you are going to change up your attitude, or whatever else. And what's kind of interesting, to say the least, is that certain things that are happening compared to when they were not incarcerated to now that they're incarcerated, you could very well be feeling like things have been settling down. It's in one, part of your protection, and it's in two, because they don't have the means to do what they need to do, right? Because they don't have their tools, they don't have their props, they don't have this and that, okay? When you become a mystic 101, you have to learn how to manifest and do your work without a damn thing to go with, right? And this builds your resilience and your evolution of your craft, due to the fact that, yes, items hold energy, but if you cannot do what you need to do without any items, then you're basically a glamour witch. You're a glamour mystic. You are somebody that works with manifestation, but it's in essence that you need a tool to get there. Okay, where you, on the other hand, you don't need no tool, because you work from the heart, having the mind in balance, right? So ultimately, this is what creates the situation where, they're playing these dumbass reindeer games. And yeah, it's not working out for them. It's really not working out for them. So, however that very well could sit with you, I'm not sure. Spirit's saying that there's nothing else that you need to worry about other than just to focus on resting and stay consistent with what you're working on, what you're being told to create, and whatnot. You literally have a wild card here. So ultimately, at this point, collective, you can go in any direction you want. Okay? And Spirit's also clarifying to me specifically with my situation, and this very well could resonate with you as well. But anybody that was supposedly thwarting your job, they can't do that anymore. There's definitely been an investigation into that, and there has been some sort of proof on this whole idea that somebody was thwarting your job, trying to get you fired, trying to create instability in your life. There's actual proof of this. There's receipts of this. Okay? And Spirit's wanting me to enlighten you about a particular whistleblower that they can't. A whistleblower may be a mole, so to speak. And somebody that didn't necessarily like you, but didn't dislike you. They were just neutral. They're starting to see what's going on, and they're catching wind as to the detriment that you've been going through, and they can actually pinpoint where it's coming from, because they are actually witnessing these people doing the things that they're doing to bring you challenges. So whoever it is, there's some sort of a mole or a whistleblower that has just been kind of sitting back, maybe giggling a little bit as to the fact that they're doing so much. They're just doing too much. It's diabolical. Okay? And I think at this point this mole or whistleblower is drawing the line. They're like, you know what? I'm sick and tired. This is getting old. Like, they're outright calling them out on their shit and telling them to leave you alone. Okay? And these are quite possibly people that were helping them at one point. But now they're like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done playing these dumbass reindeer games. Okay? So they very well could be the Knight of Swords. They could very well be the one coming forward to tune you in to what's actually been going on. Okay? Spirit's asking you to be patient at this time for that. And just know that shit's going to make sense soon. Considering everything that's gone down, shit's going to make sense soon. See, that's the thing, Alexis. We live and we learn, right? And what doesn't make us snap out will help us evolve, okay? And because we learn from it. If we're always learning and we're always observant to the situation at hand, we're always evolving. If we're not learning, we're not living, right? So as long as you're learning something from your life and you're empowering yourself and you're rising above it, that's all that matters. Okay? And it's kind of a repentance. It's kind of an evolution of consciousness, right? And learning these lessons and applying them to your new beginning or your new season is paramount to your success. Unlike these imbeciles, these degenerates that are trying to come at you, they're relentlessly stubborn, right? Very much a bunch of amateurs thinking that they're wizards. Yeah. The thing is, these people think that they know what they're doing and they really have not a clue. Half the shit that they tried to call up didn't want to have anything to do with you. They didn't want no smoke. Words out in the spiritual streets, there's not a lot of shit that wants to touch you or impact you or go after you. For the most part, there's a lot of stuff that they tried to call up that they're being haunted by now. And because they are not of rank or higher to deal with it, they're being haunted. So not only are you returning to sender, Spirit's got them all jacked up to the point where the shit that they're calling up, okay, it's like double the compound. Like they're getting compounded interest with their karma because of what you keep sending back. And also what Spirit's not even allowing to come to you, and they're just dealing with it. Your ancestors are livid at this point, okay? And at this point, they thought it was a joke. Like ancestors and like they were making fun of it. That you honor your ancestors. Honoring your ancestors and your bloodline is part of your shadow work. You know, it's part of the shadow work. It's part of you getting to know your spirit. It's having to do with your Akashic records. And when you're doing the meditation and you're doing the inner work, you're definitely getting the lowdown as to what the situation is, right? So your ancestors are riding for you, and Spirit's saying something about new gifts coming in that you're not too aware of. This could very well be a portion of the surprise. And this is like new spiritual gifts that are coming online. and it's because of your evolution and your healing that you've done. It's actually tapping them in. And if they're envious and jealous of your gifts now, yeah, I'm gonna not say anymore. Spirit saying shit's about to get real, specifically during Mercury retrograde. You also have new protectors jumping on board. These people are trying to shake up the ethers. They're trying to shake up the spiritual realm, and these archetypes, these particular beings, these protectors, these guides, the guards that you have in place. Spirit's saying they're being upgraded, and they're constantly being upgraded. They evolve as you evolve, okay? And this is part of the reason why that shit that they're throwing at you is not, it's not sticking, not even hitting you. So keep that in mind. Just a side note, there is a raffle sort of thing going on for the chat. So the top 3 get a ballot in the chat as well. If you throw a super chat or a super sticker at me, that will also get you a ballot. Okay, whether I have the table open or not. So when I don't have the table open and you want to send a super chat, you can send a inspirational message if you want. If you have a question, it'll have to wait till after the live at the end. So you might have to be patient and wait till the end of the live to get your question answered, because I'm not gonna tap out of the channeling just to channel in a different direction. It's like squirrel, and no. I got my squirrel in the cage, okay? That little bastard be getting into trouble lately. And that creaking that you hear is the cot that I'm sitting on. So I'm not gassy, just so you know. Right. Let's get into it. What am I going to next? Okay. So there's a 6 stack, and then there's a there's going to be a Celtic cross triple threat. So we're going to get a triple clarification on a Celtic cross reading. So I'm going to start with the 6 stack first, Spirit saying, and then I'm going to go into the other one. Let's get it. All right, so the 3 of Swords has come out, but it's in the reverse. So this is alchemizing the betrayal. You're transmuting it. You're letting it go. We got the Lovers in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. I'm really picking up on the fact that you friend zoned somebody and they didn't like it. They took it personally. And as if they thought that they weren't good enough, they took it personally. And then they got envious. They got very evil-spirited is what Spirit's saying. And they felt betrayed by you saying no to them. So because of that, like, this is a very entitled energy, very selfish, very my way or the highway kind of energy. And because you're not allowing them to puppeteer them, they kind of lost their mind coming for you. Okay? Yeah, and this cycle is closing out with the World on the bottom of the deck. Let's go. What's the scoop, Spirit? What's the tea? What's the coffee? What's the caffeine of the moment? Come on, Spirit. Spit it out. Thank you. The King of Cups. So this could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You're very, very guarded in your heart space at this time. And for good reason. What's the next one, Spirit? Come on. The Queen of Cups. It's kind of on its side. So you literally have no emotions for this person. I'm going to put it in the upright. You don't have any emotions or compassion for this person because they wore you out of that. And I think this is why you have your heart guarded. I think this is why you friend zone this person. You know, when they came at you with an offer, you're like, yeah, no. No, friends is good, thanks. Knight of Swords. You very well could have spoke up. The thing is you may have had something towards this person at one time, but as you got to know them and as you got to see how vindictive they are with other people, it really opened your eyes to their whole attitude. And then you started pulling back your energy, and then this is when they came out with the offer. So it's very bad timing, right? And this person could have dealt with some sort of substance abuse at the time, which you didn't agree with. So why would you go with something that, you know, that you don't align with? Like, you're calling back your energy for a good reason. Like, don't be feeling guilty about this. And I like, it's really given me a feeling like they're coming in and they're gonna say you broke their heart by saying no and all this shit, and you were just choosing yourself and you passed because that's what Spirit wanted you to do. Okay? But they wanted, all they were gonna do is manipulate you and rip you apart, and you know, and because you walked away from them, they tried to figure out a way to get back into your energy and to ruin everything that you got going on because apparently you hurt their ego. Whatever. Anyway. The Six of Pentacles, yeah. This was definitely not a reciprocal energy. Okay? Definitely not a reciprocal energy. What's So Scoop Spirit. Yeah, Two of Wands. They didn't want you moving forward. The Two of Wands came out on its side too. They created a huge challenge with you moving forward with anything. And the fact that you open your heart and your compassion to other people, but you won't open your heart and compassion to them really, really irks them. You know, you were basically their punching bag, right? They would call you all upset, probably drunk off their ass, and totally abuse you verbally and emotionally and psychologically, and then be done with it, and then you'd feel drained after the conversation, right? So you just called your energy back, and now they're obsessed with you. They won't leave you the fuck alone. This could have been an ex-friend that you walked away from. Overall, this thwarting of your movement forward, this was a huge wake-up call. They thought they were going to destroy you. Meanwhile, that's not what's happening. You're actually recognizing how powerful you are. Yeah. And they wanted you overthinking that. They wanted you to overthink this new awakening where you have your inner light guiding you. Yeah, and this is the injustice that they caused for you. For the awakening, they wanted your awakening to be insignificant. They wanted you to move your movement forward to be insignificant. Like literally spinning your wheels on ice. Okay? Yeah, they wanted to turn your wheel upside down. What else? The Three of Wands. So the fact that you're nurturing other people, the fact that you got your heart guarded, and the fact that you're not nurturing them is really pissing them off. They're about to pop off, and I'm really picking up on the fact that that very well could have been the masculine energy that's losing their shit because their shit don't work. Okay? Spirit's asking you to just be patient and just to continue nurturing yourself and others the way you have been, because it's going to get them to pop off. They're already acting weird, but I have a feeling shit's about to get real. Real surreal. We'll call it that. What's the next one? The Chariot. So we're talking about a Cancer. Oh, and the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely something here about being patient about your movement forward, because it is divinely orchestrated. They're trying to they're trying to get you to be pissed off as you're moving forward, because what that's going to do is they're wanting you to act out of haste. They're wanting you to act out and retaliate and do some sort of something out of character, so that way they can somehow record it, or somehow they can sabotage this new beginning, right? But because you give it up to the divine, and you are bringing it to a position where you're surrendering to the divine, and that your ancestors and whatnot are taking care of business, like, you're not having to react. The divine's got you in a very peaceful energy. Yeah. And they're being exposed for who they are and what they're doing. Yeah, so by you going through this awakening and you doing the shadow work and you empowering yourself, they wanted you to overthink this. All that overthinking is coming to an end. You're going to notice that your mind is going to become a lot more clear. You're no longer in the fog that they tried to put you in. Okay, and I don't think you've been in the fog for quite some time. It's given you the ability to find peace. And this is the whole thing. They didn't want you finding peace. They wanted you left in the dark and in total anxiety. Welcome in, Sage. Welcome in, Ashley. What's the next layer, Spirit? Yeah. So they wanted you to pissed off, and they seen that you had a vision. They seen that you had a way forward, that you were being guided, that you were on this journey, and they didn't want you to walk away from it. They wanted you tied somehow, right? But you continue to move forward, very grounded, untouchable. Yeah. So they didn't want you moving on emotionally, and they wanted you in anxiety and pretty well out here begging. This was part of the injustice they ensued on you. And you've been patient through the whole thing. Like, you understand where it's coming from. And they're facing judgment for this. Judgment is on the bottom of the deck. What's the next one? Yeah, the Hierophant. So, with the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, this could be a Taurus. However, I'm really picking up on a divine energy with this Hierophant. And I think because of your commitment to the divine and closing out this cycle, that's an injustice to them, right? Because you're no beggar. You'd rather do the work to earn your keep than to be at the beck and call of somebody else, so to speak. Living off of somebody's means of dependence. You'd rather be making your own money. And I think this is being exposed. They tried to screw you up so much that you would be left to be no other choice but to be dependent on someone. Okay? And that's being exposed to the extent that now they are having no other choice but to be dependent on people. Okay? But it's to the point now where nobody wants to help them because they've seen their true vessel. They've seen the true vessel that they are, and it's harboring darkness. So people are starting to see why you walked away from this person. Okay? And the fact that you've committed to the divine's like, yeah, okay, there's overthinking here, but we're going to end that out right now. We're taking you out of the fog. You're going to have a clarity that you haven't had for a while. We're going to do some healing. We're going to do some more shadow work. You're going to have some time to rest and recuperate. And to be able to transmute this. So, what's a scoop? The Knight of Swords. So somebody's going to come in and talk and speak at the fact that somebody can't walk away from you, and they're all up in their anxiety now because somebody's feeling guilty for what they've done. They know they were breadcrumbing you. Someone in this group of karmics stands corrected. Okay, somebody's extremely shall we say, perturbed at how corrected they are. Thank you so much, Renee. Yeah, definitely guilt. There's definitely guilt on this. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, they're facing judgment. That's what it is. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. And it's all because you're keeping your cards close to your chest. They very well could be feeling judged by you because you're not giving in to them. They're taking it personal, whoever this is. Could be a Taurus, could be a Cancer. Either way, they feel like there's unfinished business. Meanwhile, the cycle's closed out. The Six of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So, yeah, you're allowing this past energy, this nostalgia, to push you forward, right? And I'm really picking up on a Four of Pentacles. Four of Cups, sorry. And the situation with this Four of Cups energy is that you know you deserve better, right? So because of this, this is what's actually inspiring you to continue to move forward, to be resilient, to transmute, to rise above. And it's mainly because of this, right? Because you're focused, you're taking action. Even if it's little steps, you're still taking action, right? You're letting it progress. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. So I really do feel that the spirit's kind of alchemizing this as well. Like, you got some sevenfold blessings coming in, and this is partially part of the surprise. Like, they thought they were envious and butthurt and perturbed. Now, oh, wait till these blessings come in that are divinely protected. They're not gonna be able to throw shit at these blessings, whatever they are. What's the Cap card? The Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck in the reverse. These people are feeling like absolute tools, and this is what they don't want you to see. Some of them are sitting in shame because they were lied to and they were brought into the mix. Like the third parties and stuff like that. Some of these people that they so-called hired, they went broke because their shit wasn't working. So they figure, okay, well, we'll find somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Right? And they went broke with this person trying to do shit. And now this practitioner is getting backlash. And they're rerouting it back to this person trying to get them to do work on you. So they're actually doing some research. They're finding out that you're really not all that evil of what they're trying to portray you out to be. And they're backing away. They're like, no. Right? And it's like, well, and they're even trying to make them feel guilty. They're calling them out, saying, well, if you're actually a wizard or a magician, you know, and you're actually getting money for such and such work, at least make it work. Because apparently it's not working. And it wasn't working. And I think this practitioner spirit saying that this practitioner is having to repent in order to clear themselves because of the deception. Right? And an actual practitioner is going to look into this shit before they start doing stupid shit. Because actual serious practitioners aren't going to be going up to bat for somebody that they don't know. Okay? And wreaking chaos in someone's life that they don't know unless they know the full backstory. Right? Because they don't want to be met with retribution from the karma that they throw out. They want nothing to do with it. But that's the whole thing, right? These imbeciles thought that they could come in and lie to this practitioner thinking that they were going to get the wool over, and, you know, they figured the money was good enough. Well, no. It's still an energy exchange. Right? So Yeah, the High Priestess. Yeah. You're getting all that back plus and then some. Sevenfold blessings. So you're calling your power back, and Spirit's got you having upgraded gifts coming in. So there's definitely something that you're going to be definitely good at. The Spirit's saying you're already good at it, but it's going to heighten. Okay? The Spirit's telling me to tell you get ready to creep people out, because that's part of your job. To creep people out. But in a way that is retribution, and instead of casting judgment, you're just going to be able, I'm not going to say much, but it does have something to do with your intuition. Okay? Um, because you're alchemizing all this and you're casting judgment on this situation, it's definitely a game changer for you. And Spirit's saying this is your checkmate. Okay? So continue calling your power back. Reminisce about the past and allow it to be your fuel. Stand in your intuition, your integrity, and your purpose. There's definitely somebody coming in to speak up to you. You're making a judgment call regarding this, keeping your cards close to your chest. Um, they're obsessed, they can't walk away, and they're in anxiety at this time. This injustice that they put on you, the divine is giving you full reign of judgment for them. Okay, so you're the, like, Spirit is, it's like Spirit's passing you the gavel, and ordering the fucking court is what I'm being told. So Spirit's giving you the option. It's also a test for you, um, but you're already passing with flying colors. All right, because you're not out here wishing people death. You're not out here wishing people, um, ill will. You're not bitter with anyone. You're not envious of anyone, right? You're in your own lane on your own highway, just cruising along, just chilling, right? Listening to some funky music and driving along in your own lane. And you got these dumbasses, these imbeciles coming in and out of your lane like they own the place, thinking that they're going to puppeteer you. And you're just taking your foot off the gas, letting them go on, acting like idiots out in front of you. It makes for good entertainment. If you only had a hand free and didn't want to get popcorn grease all over your wheel, you'd be sitting there eating your popcorn, maybe in a Tesla, right? You're sitting there in your Tesla, it's on auto drive, and you're sitting there eating your popcorn, watching these fools out in front of you, right? Kind of deal. That's kind of what Spirit's giving you front row seats to this spiritually. And I think, personally, I think this is why I keep calling all this shit out. And I've got people shook in behind the scenes, right? Because I don't talk to nobody. The only ones I talk to is pretty well my tribe and my roommate. That's it, right? Spoke to my father the other day. Things are doing all right. Um, but yeah, ultimately, you're moving forward. You just need to be patient. You are alchemizing this injustice. It is coming to an end. And you very well could be feeling that right now. Well, safe drive into the airport, okay? Have yourself a good evening there, Renee. Thank you so much for stopping in, my dear. But yeah, ultimately, collective, things are working out. You just need to be patient. Okay? Continue calling your power back. Continue stepping into your element. Spirit's calling me, and I'm calling you to do the chakra meditation and focus on that to get any type of residual kind of energy out of your body. If you're feeling like you need, if you're feeling called to do that meditation, then do it. All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? All right. Gonna get into the triple threat, the triple confirmation. I'm not threatening anybody. Well, unless you're a hater. But I don't have to threaten anybody. I'm not going to promise anybody, because promises are meant to be broken. I'll give you my word. You know, but I'm not going to threaten anybody. I just call it a triple threat because it's a triple confirmation. Triple clarification, right? So we're going to look into it. I tried calling one of the videos triple threat reading, a triple threat collective reading, and they wouldn't even allow me to post it. It's either that or they were right there ready to sabotage it, and they probably reported it. I don't know. But I think they got caught. Because since I mentioned about my battery, since I mentioned about YouTube, about my throttling and all that, that's changed. You know, things are progressing. Things are getting better. Thank you, YouTube, for stepping up. But yeah. At one point, there was somebody trying to hack my phone. They were hacking my phone, hacking my emails, trying to get into my emails. They would hack my phone, and they would drain my battery just before I was going live. And I had it plugged in pretty well for a good 4, 5, 6 hours on my fast charger. And it just kept going down in battery life. And I didn't have hardly any, like I had YouTube on, but I didn't have Facebook on. I didn't have any other apps open. It just was YouTube specifically. And then I shut off YouTube and I closed it off, and it was still dropping in battery. So I'm like, okay, I'll turn it on, put it on airplane mode after I reset my phone. So I restarted my phone. And then I put it on airplane mode, and then right after that, I guess they got disconnected from my phone, and I was able to charge my phone again. And it started charging. But it took, 3 to 4 hours for it to charge, and by that time it was just past midnight. So it's like, fine. I like to go live before midnight, but it is what it is. But yeah, so my phone's charging normal again. So that's all right. All right. Spirit, what's going on? What's this Celtic cross all about? What's the message for my collective? No, Spirit, I'm not doing 3 of these, okay? I'm doing 1. Okay, I did 3 the last time, and it was, a 6-hour live? No. 1. That's it. 1 triple threat per live. That's it. That's all. You want me to do 3? I'm going to do 3 different lives with 1 triple thread. I've got boundaries. Okay? Thanks. All right, we got the 2 of Wands coming out for the situation. So the situation here is you're moving forward. We got the 7 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Wands in reverse. This could be you sticking up for yourself, being patient, or there could be somebody missing out because they're no longer protected. Okay? I don't believe that that's you missing out, collective. I think your days of missing out are done. All right? What's the overall challenge for this reading? All right, we got the 6 of Pentacles. What I'm picking up on with this 6 of Pentacles is that you need to use your discernment as to who you're pouring into and who you're giving back to. Because some people just basically want your energy. They just want what you have. They're very selfish. And you need to pull back your energy in order to conserve it for yourself and for who you are choosing that you would like to share it with. Okay? Now, this is going to help you move forward. But by you using your discernment and by you focusing on what's necessary to balance things out, this is your biggest challenge. Because people are going to come in, smile in your face, laugh behind your back, right? You're used to that. It's part of just another Tuesday. Okay? However, with this in mind, you're balancing things out, right? And that's the main thing here, is that you're using your discernment. You're focusing on what you need to focus on. You're healing. You have a hope. Spirit's saying wish upon a star. Make a wish. Okay? Spirit also wanted me to do a little side quest and kind of acknowledge the witch's pyramid. Okay? To know, to dare, to be silent. Okay? Is to know who you are, to know your intention, to dare to live out that intention, and to live out your best version of yourself. And any type of manifestations that you have going on, keep them to yourself until they manifest. Right? So that way you don't have anybody thwarting your manifestation. And this is why I don't tell a lot of my chat about what's going on. I keep it vague. And I keep it vague on purpose. Right? It's not about me assassinating anyone's character. It's about me calling on this particular energy because I know it's running rampant. It's not just the people that I'm dealing with. It's running rampant in other people as well. And I know that you guys, through the confirmation of the last 2 years, you guys have been going through the same shit with same people, different, same bullshit, just different pile, right? And I think this is why Spirit's got me here calling this shit out, because I'm not the only one dealing with this. This is not only helping me to not feel so alone, but also to feel supported, right? Because we all be going through our own little journey and adventure, right? It's how we alchemize that journey and an adventure that's going to make it or break it. And I think we are finally, as a collective, as a tribe, I think we're finally figuring that out. So, anyway, let's get on with it. All right, so what is the mind space? What does my collective need to focus on within their head, within their mind? What's the scoop? We've got the 6 of Wands in the reverse. So there could be a portion of the situation of exposure. Maybe this is exposing other people, calling them out. The Two of Pentacles in the heart space in the reverse. So your masculine and feminine could very well be a little bit, you may be expressing and exposing your shadow, right? You could be expressing and exposing someone else's shadow. And so this is, they're trying to retaliate by creating an imbalance in your heart space. They're trying to affect you without affecting you, right? Because they know their shit don't work. So they're trying to maybe affect your reality, so that way they're affecting you somehow in a bystander 5 degrees of separation kind of way. Okay? So acknowledge the imbalance in your heart and alchemize it. So we've got the Strength card in the reverse for what you're walking away from. So you're walking away from a very disempowered time where you felt kind of useless. And I think this was their whole idea. What are we walking into, Spirit? What is my collective walking into? The Five of Swords in the reverse. So the fight is over. The worst is over, is what I'm being told with this. The Five of Swords. People are shutting up. I'm really picking up the fact that they're speechless. They got nothing to say. Spirit's saying you're proving them all wrong. Within whatever decision that you're making, you're proving them all wrong. Some people are actually going to come in, they're feeling so much shame that they need to reconcile with you. They don't want no smoke. And had they known the truth, they wouldn't have been messing with you from the get-go. Okay, but some of these people were lied to, and they need to repent to you. They feel they need to come to you and repent to you. Because they want to learn how to alchemize and to transmute this shit, so that way they don't have to deal with it. And they don't have to deal with the ramifications of the situation at hand coming for you. Because had they known the truth to begin with, they wouldn't have. They don't want no smoke with you. Okay? These are people actually that respect you. They respect your gifts. They respect you for who you are. As a shaman, as a light worker, earth angel, whatever you classify yourself as. Okay? So these people outright respect you, and they want to repent because they don't want no smoke with you, or your ancestors, or your spiritual team. Okay? So you very well could have somebody coming in to reconcile with you within the next 3 months. From now into the next 3 months is when this is going to happen. What's the 6 months mark? The 3 to 6 month. The Three of Pentacles. So the 3 to 6 month mark, I'm thinking this isn't going to be sabotage, but just as there's going to be some people wanting to come in and reconcile with you, I really feel that you're going to get to know who was sabotaging you. And I think with this reconciliation, this is why this Three of Pentacles is here. Yeah, Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So somebody's definitely coming in to apologize for the fact that this shit was actually even happening to begin with. All right? What's the attitude in relation to the situation, Spirit? The Page of Wands. So somebody has an idea. They want to come in, quite possibly with some sort of good news. Maybe you have a new idea. Maybe you have some good news. Spirit's saying keep it to yourself, because really no one cares. And the people that do care, half of them just want to know what your next move is. Okay? They want the tea. But there's some out here saying that you're gatekeeping. And it's not about gatekeeping, it's about your own journey. Right? You are giving them the route to get to water, but they have to take the route to get to the water, and they have to drink the water, so to speak. Okay? But you're not going to hold their hand the whole way because it's their own journey. You're not going to sit there and help them alchemize and transmute and sit there with tissues and go through their crying spells and all this shit just to comfort them. No, you didn't get that comfort. You had to do it all on your own. And that's part of the lesson, is part of the journey. Nobody can go on this journey with you. Okay? Even as a couple, if both couples, like hello, both people that are um, in the relationship, let's say you're kind of karmic and you're moving into your divine energy, and you guys are both recognizing that you both have healing to do, right? And you're both on this journey, there is almost a slight separation. You guys got to give each other some space in order to do this journey. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're breaking up. It just means to give the space in order to go on this inner journey. And this isn't about getting space to go fuck somebody else around the corner. That's not the whole thing here. Okay, you're focusing on yourself. Okay, and taking that time out for you. You're almost celibate. You're not even interested in being with another person. You're too focused on self-love and getting to know yourself and getting to know your new confidence, right? But some people want you to lead them to water. They want you to grab a cup for them, and they want you to basically pour it down their throat. It's like, no. No, I don't play that game. That's not the way I'm going to do this. But there's people out there that are entitled enough that they're holding on to, like one particular person that I had to cut out of here. Okay? And it's because they were hanging off of my every word. Right? And they're waiting for that next step, that next bit of information to keep going forward, when it's not my step to dictate. So they're literally hanging on every word that I'm saying, siphoning off of my energy, making me feel absolutely drained, and thinking that they're okay to go, and they're not supporting me. They're not supporting my channel, other than a bunch of blah, blah, blah in the chat, which I'm all good for that. But, if they're going to come in and question what I'm talking about, and then they're going to say their own spiel, and it's totally not in alignment with what I've got going on, and I have to speak to them on a regular basis, and they don't bother supporting the channel. They've been here for, what, a good 8-9 months, and they haven't supported the channel once. They haven't gotten a membership. They haven't gotten shit. And they're not willing to change. It's the same old, same old, same old fucking rerun. And I'm done with it. Right? Why am I wasting my time with an asshole that asks me for advice but doesn't take it, and they sit in the pile of shit and they continue to sit there? After a while sitting in the pile of shit, the stink tends to go away because you get used to it. And then you're sitting in this pile of shit and don't even recognize how much it stinks. Right? Until you get up and out of it, and then you end up getting pulled back in, and then you really find out, okay, well, yeah, this pile of shit stinks. Maybe I should get up and go have a shower. Maybe I should get up and get out of here and cleanse myself of all this shit. But they weren't willing to make those steps to do that. So I had to cut them off. You know, I had no other choice but to cut them off. Now, don't get me wrong, no hard feelings. But if somebody's going to hang off on my every word and they're not going to do the work for themselves, then what the hell are you doing here? My messages are not for you. If you would sooner sit in the pile of shit and do nothing with it, and you're not wanting to evolve, scroll on. Go watch somebody sleep. Okay? Go watch somebody decompress a fish, you know, and fillet a fish. Go watch some Chinese dude in the kitchen working at the speed of light to try to cook for his wife in order to get the orders out. Have you ever seen that guy? He's wild. He's like almost a blur in the kitchen. It's wild. But anyway, yeah, there's other channels to go and watch if this isn't your message, if you don't want to do the work. I'm here to help you elevate. That's the whole purpose. Okay? I'm not here to do a character assassination on you. If, you know, I'm talking karmic energy, you just happen to be a karmic and I'm triggering you, use this to evolve. Evolve and rise above it. Okay? I wish you well, whether you're karmic or not. Okay, am I frustrated with the karmics? I am. Okay, I'll give you that much. But if you're actually willing to sit and listen and actually hear me out and get the Easter eggs and go after them and find them, find out what you need out of your own experience to evolve and to elevate, all the power to you. Okay? But anyway, let's keep on going. What's the influence? Yeah, the influence is the fact that you're not satisfied with the current status quo. Okay? And the fact that your fear is that you are so unsatisfied and where you were coming from with this disenfranchised energy, feeling disempowered, and now having to reconcile the sabotage and, you know, you're exposing certain people. This could have had you snapping out with frustration, right? So I do believe that your fear is snapping out and losing control. Okay? And because of the unsatisfaction, right? You know you deserve better than what you've been going on. What's the outcome? Yeah, nobody's getting my address. Sorry, Ashley. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords, the Justice, and the Hermit in reverse for your outcome. How is your phone not safe for money transfers? I don't get it. Anyway. All right, so spirit, yeah, we got celebration coming in. Okay, so somebody celebrated too soon, is what I'm being shown here. They celebrated too soon as far as you not getting the upper hand due to a new beginning, but it was laced with deception because of a lot of their bullshit. Yeah. They lied about a union and a love offer. So whoever this was that come in to give you a love offer, it wasn't real. It was a fabrication. They didn't want you walking away from this, whatever this is, but they tried to put you in a situation and cause you a lot of conflict. But they didn't understand how nurturing and how stable you were. Okay? This was a huge wake-up call, and it created a sadness with them. And now they're overwhelmed because there's they can't walk away from this emotional manipulation. The fact that they stole something from you, the Ace of Pentacles, and you're standing on the truth. You're definitely guarding your truth. You're communicating. Anyway. Yeah, let's look into this a little bit more. I'm gonna use this deck, and I'm gonna use this one. I don't think I'm gonna use my character assessment deck. Okay, makes sense. That's okay, Ashley, not a big deal. All right. I understand your situation. What's the Two of Wands? Let's go with the other deck first. And then I'll tap into this. Give it a quick shuffle. What's this Two of Wands about, Spirit? What is the Two of Wands regarding for the situation? Yeah, so with you moving forward, Collective, you're not necessarily ignoring this person. You didn't disregard this person. You're not looking the other way. You're not necessarily leaving them behind. But you're not going to stay in the same spot for the rest of your life. Okay? You're not going to sit in the chaos that they left for you. You're going to alchemize that. You're going to transmute that shit. You're going to turn your pain to power. Just the way you are, just who you are. It's what you're about and what you're doing. Right? So I get the fact that you moving forward is really kind of screwing with their head. Like they feel rejected by you moving forward. You're not allowed to move forward. You should stay in the exact same spot that you are, and you shouldn't be able to evolve. Is the feeling I'm getting. And it's like it's coming back to these entitled, incompetent manipulators, right? What's the Six of Pentacles? Adrenaline. Yeah, so you're done with this roller coaster ride. You're putting this to rest. You're done with the whole ups and downs bullshit, good and bad, rush of feelings. You know, there's no adrenaline in that. Not the type of adrenaline you want to have. Uh, and the thing is that you're using your discernment as to who you are choosing to entertain or choosing to pour into. And it's because you're done on this roller coaster ride. You're off this hamster wheel once and for all. Okay? But the fact that you got off the ride, it's got them all out of sorts and in their feelings. So, what's the Six of Wands reversed for the mental capacity, mind space? Okay, so they're going to come in. Oh, okay. So, these degenerates, they didn't want you moving on. They didn't want you being completely done. Moving on, ending cycles, lessons learned. Sandman, can you leave it a break? You know, give it a break. Go to somebody else. Come back. Thanks. I don't want to be yawning every fucking 30 seconds. So they didn't want you coming full circle. They didn't want you healing. They didn't want you having lessons learned or whatever. And you're basically exposing them for all that shit. And the fact that they've been trying to degrade you, degrade your appearance, put humiliation on you, shame onto you. You're not clowning around anymore. Right? And I think you're exposing that too. And here they're thinking that they're getting one over on you, and they're really not. Okay? Welcome in, James. What's the Two of Pentacles reversed? Yeah. So they're trying to, they very well could be taking a risk, but you're not willing to take a risk. You're not willing to take a risk. You're not wearing no stupid poker face. Yeah, you're not into showing your feelings right now. You're focused on yourself. You know, you're not gambling. And it's like they want you gambling, is the feeling I get. They want you gambling with your heart. So they very well could be sending people towards you, trying to entice you, trying to get you all tapped in with them, only to rip you apart, right? But you're focusing on yourself. You're not taking risks at this time. So you're being very transparent, very upfront. What's the situation with the Strength reversed? Yeah. So you're moving from a disempowered state and kind of feeling out of it and feeling worthless into learning, transcending, preparing for union, and starting a new phase. So you're really coming out of that disempowerment and building your confidence. What about the Five of... Okay. Five of Swords. That was kind of creepy. So, no more secrets. No more love affair. No more keeping things inside and not opening up. And no more illusions. So, no more secrets. So, I'm guessing somebody's wanting to come in and reconcile with you and tell you what's actually going on. Okay? And I pretty well called it with that. What's the Three of Pentacles reversed? Okay, so yeah, they're going to illuminate the sabotage, revealing the truth, confession, shedding light, and they're wishing and praying and hoping that you'll listen. Okay? Page of Wands. So yeah, there's no pursuing this person. They're not chasing you. They're not persistent. They're not hunting you down. There's no resilience. They're not pursuing you specifically. Okay? But they want to definitely come in and tell you what's been going on. Okay? What about the Four of Cups? Yeah, they know that you're not their type anymore. They know that they are not your type anymore. They're not on dating sites anymore. They're not hooking up. They're not seeing anyone. They're not having any more one-night stands. And I really feel that you're not either. You're not dating anyone. You're pretty well celibate. You're sticking to yourself. Yeah, okay, friends, but it's platonic. You know, like there's nothing going on between you or anyone. You're focusing on self-love right now and empowering yourself. And nothing is all that satisfying to start with. Nothing is piquing your interest to start with. So with this in mind, I think you're kind of focusing on yourself and waiting on the divine, which is a good way to go about it. You can trust in the divine. They be hooking you up soon. The Emperor. Yeah. So they tried to cause problems. They were thirsty for your attention. They were overreacting, and they were definitely a drama queen. Okay? And they were trying to get you to react and step out of character. They thought this was all a facade. They thought you didn't really heal. They thought you were bottling everything up and creating illusions, keeping things inside, not opening up, and deceiving everyone. But word out in the streets is saying that no, you're standing on business. And they didn't anticipate this. They didn't want this to happen to start with. So because of that in mind, yeah. And I think this is going to be illuminated to you as well by a particular person that's going to come in. What's the Hermit reversed? Locked. Missing pieces. Detached. Locked away. Heart. Can't move forward. So I think somebody got locked down. Or they tried to lock you down, and it initiated an awakening within you. Okay? So very well could have been that somebody tried to trap you, and it didn't work. Go to Justice. Yeah, so boxed up, environment change, empty shell. There's history, happened in the past, repeated patterns. So they wanted you repeating these patterns. They didn't want you having any type of justice. But it's almost as if they just kept you moving by creating a lot of this drama in behind the scenes. And something tells me they can't do that anymore. Okay? Or at least they could, but I don't think they're doing it anymore. Okay? I think they're burnt out, is what it is. They know you're not clowning around. And because now they're getting some sort of karma, I think they're cooling off, going back to the drawing board, trying to get creative as to how they're going to come in and maybe repent instead of do all this shit, because I'm saying they don't want no smoke. And I think that's why the justice is there. Okay, because I think you very well could have got up and moved away officially, and you're not even in their energy, you're not in their vicinity, you have no reason to go back there. So it's like you pulled out. You pulled anchor and away you go. You're off sailing in a different direction. And this is part of your justice. Okay? What's the Nine of Swords? I'm going to put these out here. There we go. What's the Nine of Swords? I'm also picking up at these people were in the Nine of Swords because you're getting justice, and they've awakened that they've been locked down now. Okay? And something tells me their anchor is stuck. They're not allowed to move forward. Because this is what they wanted for you by creating all this drama and getting you to react. And I think Spirit is saying, okay, you wanted them to react? Well, you're going to react. We're going to give you no other choice but to react. And not only are you going to react, but you're getting caught up. Because this is what you wanted from my child. This is what you wanted from my anointed. This is what you wanted from my shaman. Okay? So I think that's what's really got them all worried now, all up in their head. And again, they're going through a dark night of the soul, having no other choice but to look at themselves. Nine of Swords. Yeah. No kidding. Yep. The Mask. Pretending, putting up a front, two-faced, not genuine, and observing. Being watched, social media stalking, keeping an eye on you, obsessed with you. So they're probably watching my live right now. It's kind of creepy, guys. You know, you need to get on with your life. Anyway. So they're all up in their head about the fact that you ripped their mask off. And they know that you know that they're observing you. Spirit's saying you've called them out multiple times. They know when you're talking about them. Some of these karmics actually stand humbled now. Some of them are actually initiated into doing the work now. So, to some degree, you're actually inspiring your haters. Really, what the haters are your biggest fans anyway, right? They're just envious that they can't be you. Honestly, you wouldn't want to be me. Whoever wants to wear my skin, you don't want to wear my skin. You don't want to be in my skin. You don't want to be me. For what I've had to endure and overcome, you wouldn't last 2 days. I tell you that right now. With what I've had to deal with, you would not last 2 fucking days. 24 hours. If you're lucky, 12 hours. Okay? So, keep that in mind. All right. What is the Two of Wands, Spirit? Can I get one more card on the Two of Wands? The Two of Pentacles reversed. So by you moving forward, they're trying to create some sort of instability because of you so-called dismissing them. Meanwhile, you're not dismissing them. You're just focused on yourself right now. This is part of your self-love journey. What is the Six of Pentacles? What's the Six of Pentacles? Six of Pentacles. Thank you. Six of Cups in reverse. So this whole idea of you using your discernment and to get off this hamster wheel of shit, you're focused on the future. You're using discernment as to who you're pouring into and who you're giving to. Okay? And you're focused on you. You're focused on the future. You're focused on new connections. Right? And this is the whole challenge, really, at this point. Right? Trying to move forward. How about the Six of Wands reversed? The Three of Wands on its side. So you actually have the divine guiding you through this. And by you exposing this, it's actually taking out the whole idea of these third-party dynamics. You're literally stopping all this shit in your tracks and you don't even realize it. Okay? Well, maybe you do, but you're all right, collective. Don't worry about it. All right? What's the Two of Pentacles reversed? We got the Queen of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. Because of this imbalance in your heart, it's almost like they want you to burn all your bridges that you've built with people. Like, within your heart space, they're trying to create a position where you don't take risks. That you try to stay out of trouble. That you stay isolated. When lately you just haven't had a desire to go outside and people. Just because the people be karmicking. And that's not your wheelhouse. Okay? Which is understandable. So you very well could be wanting to burn some major bridges. And because of this imbalance within your heart and the fact that you're not willing to take any risks and meet new people, ultimately I think this is kind of frustrating you. It's like you're kind of you're in a kind of an over control, kind of like an overdrive, but controlled overdrive. And this is what, I'm kind of picking up, they're wanting you to step into your anger and to lash out, kind of like the Emperor here. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, like I'm getting a very manipulative energy. Not to say that you're manipulative, but considering the Queen of Wands, the way that it sits, you're done playing these stupid games. You're not looking to win any stupid prizes. So because of that, you're standing on business, you're burning these bridges, you're no longer gambling, you're no longer taking risks. This is why they're trying to imbalance you and destabilize you. What's the Strength card? Okay. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Hermit. All right, so you could have been very well in a kind of a destitute, reliance kind of energy. This also brought you into isolation for kind of a bit of a recluse. Um, but this was for your inner growth, right? So it's not in vain specifically, but by you focusing, okay, on moving forward and healing this, it's really disenfranchising this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? She's having no other choice but to go within and find her inner light. You're literally giving her no other choice. Okay? And the thing is that not only are you learning and transcending, but they are learning and transcending as well. Okay? So this could be a Virgo. We got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Hermit. Doesn't have to be. But this person is very bitter, very unstable, very selfish to some degree. They try not to show it, but this is part of their shadow that they need to focus on. And they are going into a dark night of the soul, is what I'm picking up on. And it's because you're kind of inspiring them to ascend. At first, they thought you were just blowing smoke, but now they actually see the validity of what you're doing. And throughout all of this ill strength or whatnot, you've learned how to transcend and transmute this disempowerment, power to pain to power, so to speak. So this Queen of Pentacles, Hermit, quite possibly Virgo, they're also healing. Okay. Okay, so what about the Five of Swords reversed? Five of Swords reversed with the Knight of Wands. So, yeah, somebody's coming in quick. They're very inspired. They want to come in and communicate with you. But understand that these are secrets that they kept from you. What about the Three of Wands? Or Three of Pentacles, sorry. Judgment. Yeah, so they're facing judgment for the sabotage and what they've done. And that's within 6 months to a year. Or 3 to 6 month mark. And then the outcome is up to 6 months to a year. Because this here is the first now to the 3 months. And then this is to 3 to 6 months. And then this outcome here is 6 months to a year. So yeah, ultimately, somebody's coming in to illuminate something, wanting to reconcile with you. Okay, they very well could have been stopped in their tracks with the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck in reverse. But they could have been maybe throwing a whole bunch of people in your energy to try to manipulate you. I think this has all come to an end. Okay, so you're not going to have any handlers. You're not going to have anybody that's going to come in and be, it'd still be wild and out there, but it's not going to be necessarily directed at this person, from this person, so to speak. All right. Let's see. Situation, challenge, mind and heart, in past and now. 6 months. Okay. All right. Didn't even have to say a word. Yeah, so because you're not chasing them, you're not persisting, you're not hunting them down. Maybe they're not hunting you down, whatever the case may be. You're being rather resilient, and you're not apparently supposed to. But you've got the Page of Wands sitting here, and this is about a new inspiration, a new download coming in. It could be a message coming in from someone else. These are like fast, quick downloads that are coming in for you. The Wheel of Fortune, it's in the reverse. So it's almost like somebody's trying to ruin your destiny because you are so intuitively tapped the fuck in. And the fact that they can't find you after chasing you, um, the persistence is just not there. Hunting down, resilient, chasing something. You're not chasing it anymore. And I think because you're not chasing it anymore, it's got somebody in their feels about the Wheel of Fortune not running in their favor. Whatever this bullshit is, it's not destined specifically. What's the Four of Cups? We got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So all of this struggle, this constant struggle, this very, very slow struggle, okay, this is part of the reason why you're not dating. This is part of the reason why you're not up in other people's business. Mind you, I'm a reader, so hello. So either way, you're not satisfied with the situation, the fact that you've been thwarted, the fact that somebody wants to, maybe somebody sees you on a dating scene or something like that, but you're really not dating anybody. Okay, you could be on a couple apps or whatever, but it's just for conversation. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. The Emperor. The Ten of Cups. So, yeah. So, now, your hopes and fears, this could be you snapping out about a family, a toxic family, causing drama. I'm also picking up on the fact that whoever this is that is trying to get you to react out of character, they want you to ruin your relationship with your parents. They don't want you calling them. They don't want having anything for you to do with them. Ten of Cups reversed. So we're talking about like a total breakup of a foundation. And it didn't even get off the ground. It didn't even happen. Right? But I think somebody's pissed off at the fact that you walked away from your family. And it's mainly because they don't know how to show up. They're very, very vindictive and sadistic. The way they try to show up. It's kind of debilitating, to be honest. What is what's this? The Hermit? Yeah, okay. So what's the Hermit reversed for outcome? The Three of Pentacles reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed. And the Moon. So there's definitely going to be a lot of illusions healed. There's definitely going to be some sort of a healing to the sabotage. There's going to be some sort of a healing to the old wounds that were ripped up from the depths of your burial ground within yourself. And the fact is that you're healing this, which is absolutely beautiful with this Hermit, because it's literally showing you that your inner light is guiding you. You went within yourself to find the inner light. It's now guiding you, and you're moving forward, and you're setting an example and a precedence for people around you, your locale, people that you're associated with. They're going to be seeing, if not already, a difference in you and the way you process things. Okay? All right. So, what is this? All right. So, let's see here. That's the Hermit there. Okay. Oh, right. All right. So, there's the Nine of Swords and the... Okay. What's this under here? Oh, Justice. Okay. That makes sense. All right, so Justice card. Or no. Nine of Swords, sorry. Nine of Swords. Yeah, Page of Wands. Pardon me. So, Page of Wands reversed with the Nine of Swords. So apparently you're not inspired to move forward with this whole action, this idea. What you thought was a possible benefit to you is no longer a benefit by the looks of it. I'm also getting somebody's coming in to try to manipulate you by pretending and putting on a front, trying to play a mask kind of game. It's not going to end well for them. You'll be fine, collective, but it's not going to end well for them. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Is there anything else about this reading, Spirit, that I need to clarify? Is there anything else in the cards that I need to clarify? What's the scoop? The Four of Pentacles. So continue giving back to your community. Be supportive. The Strength card and the Queen of Cups and the Death. So there very well could have been a Queen of Cups that passed away, or the Queen of Cups could very well be coming in with particular information. Okay? The Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is... I don't know. I'm kind of picking up with this Four of Pentacles that you're needing to give back to your community. I think that's what you're doing, to find purpose and to try to find balance with this. We got the Hanged Man, and it's not that you necessarily see it from a different perspective, but I think the way you see things, the way you analyze and make it work, this Hanged Man is definitely... This guy's set in stone. He can only see it from one perspective at this time, right? It's almost like he's got the blinders on. He's got the rose-colored glasses on, kind of coasting through life at this time. What's the scoop? Is there anything else on this reading that you want me to clarify, Spirit? So the King of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. So there's definitely conflict coming into this King of Swords. Somebody's coming in with some sort of conflict. 5 and 8. That's 13 wands. As if 8 wasn't bad enough. Now there's a stupid amount by that time. 5 of Wands, reverse. No, right side up. 5 of Wands, King of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. Probably good showers, but that's about it. 5 of Wands, like this King of Swords could be an authority figure coming in with the conflict, and they like, it's almost kind of getting that this King of Swords is getting ransacked. They're getting their whole they're getting their whole life really kind of SWAT teamed or something regarding something. Like they're getting caught up for something totally unrelated to you. So there's definitely something going down with this, and it's not looking too pretty for this person. Okay? Just continue nurturing yourself, finding your inner strength, cutting out these cycles once and for all, and giving back. Okay? And the divine will match you with whatever this is, whatever that you need to do to get to where you need to go, to da 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 da, whatever the case. Okay? Just know that there's some shit going down, yeah, ultimately. But by you staying out of the fray is actually going to help you a lot more than what it would be to get in on this energy. Because this is like some major toxic shit that you've been dealing with, collective. And you deserve way better than that. And of course, you're going to get better than that. But first it needs to be illuminated. Okay? So just be patient. Things are going to work out. Mind you, it may seem like a fucking shit show, fucking dumpster fire outside. And you just need to go one moment at a time. One day at a time. Nothing more, nothing less. Trying to do more than that or less than that isn't going to help you in the long run. So just be consistent. Take a couple days off. You're more than welcome to take a couple days off. You know, but, you know, make sure that they are good intended reasons to walk away from your livelihood for a couple days. For me, it was basically astral work the last couple days there. There's been a lot of astral work in the ethers. There's definitely a war going on. If you're a light worker, earth angel chosen, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? But there's definitely changes happening, major changes. And, yeah. Shit's about to pop off for you. It's gonna turn out really, really well, collective. You're finally getting the reconcile that you need to get. It doesn't mean that you're letting them back in your life, but you're finally getting the closure that you need. Somebody's coming forward because they don't want no smoke with you and they want to repent. So hear them out, okay? Hear them out and go from there. Okay, you don't even have to hear them out face to face. Even so, they might want to do that face to face. No. You don't want them in your energy. Specifically if you cut them out already. So if they want to call you, then they can call you. If they don't want to call you, then leave you out of it. Alright, collective. So that is your evening reading. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. I'm only doing one tonight, Spirit. I don't have it in me to do more than that. If you would like your own personal reading, I am open to that. Not tonight, though. Tomorrow. Over the weekend. Sure. There is going to be a members live probably Monday or Tuesday. I haven't decided yet. But there's definitely going to be a members live at some point. So, members, you know what to do. Okay. Make sure you have your silly hats ready for the silly hat party. Just because that's the way we roll. If you know, you know. Anybody late to the silly hat party without a silly hat? I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. But you're just doing it to yourself. If anybody knows what your silly hat needs to look like, we don't talk about Silly Hat Club. Kind of like Fight Club. They don't talk about that. We don't talk about our silly hats and what they look like. So, yeah. But either way, collective, know that things are working out for you, okay? Better than expected. Um, because of the healing you're transmuting right now, some things may be seeming like they're falling away, and that's okay. It's just a release of the past energy. But things are gonna turn out. Um, One particular download that I got earlier today, though, I was watching a movie, and it wasn't, or not necessarily a movie, but a video, a reel, shall I say. Um, and I was kind of getting downloads as I was listening in on this reel. And how can I put this? Y'all need to brace yourself for what's about to come through. Okay? And I'm not going to sit here and say a whole bunch of shit here politically. Okay? But I'll tell you right now, this old system, it's crumbling. It's crumbling whether or not we want it to crumble or not. It's crumbling whether we care or not, whether we're oblivious or not, whether, and the situation here that we've got dealing with is that there needs to be a new system put into place. Part of the reason why the SNAP benefits were taken away is because there's no money there. Okay? Back when the United States became a corporation, okay, they lost the backing of gold. The fiat dollar is pretty well worthless at this point. So they're trying to transition to a new system. And this is part of the situation that's going on. Okay? So there's a transition into a new system, a new digital dollar, shall we say. And that's going to be coming down the pipeline within the next month, give or take. And I have a feeling there's going to be a bit of a hiccup just before Christmas time. The thing is that Trump isn't the bad guy here. Okay? It's the oligarchs at the top that are trying to take over the system and make it their own. But these oligarchs are greedy, selfish, 0.1 percenters thinking that they own shit. And Trump is going up against them. Okay, so where people are saying that he's the bad guy, okay, I'm not gonna outright say that he's the good guy, but he's not the bad guy. I know that much. And there are certain things that need to happen. Okay, there are certain situations that need to happen that he just happens to be there in the placeholder having to deal with. Okay? Pennies are worthless. So it's costing more money to create the penny than the penny's actually worth. So why bother? We got rid of our pennies here in Canada as well. We even got rid of the $5 5-cent nickel too. Okay? Like, we still have them, but they're really not counted for much. But because of this, and it's not necessarily the Trump administration at fault here, it's the previous administrations throughout the last decade, okay, that really tried to tank the system. And it just kept reviving itself. It kept reviving itself and reviving itself. Okay, they just kept printing out money, printing out money. Well, now that money, doesn't matter how much you print, it's worthless. Okay, and because of the fact that it's worthless, we need some sort of a dollar that's going to be of value. So this is why this new system is being brought in. Okay. But even before Bush, okay, even before Bush. But ultimately, what I'm saying here is that Trump is trying to save America from the fucking dumpster fire that it is. And I think for what he's having to deal with, he's doing a great job. Okay? He's focusing on the necessities right now, and there will be some sort of a transfer. There's going to be a bit of a hiccup. And this is what I'm saying, okay? We need to be focused on working together as a community. Okay, there's one entity trying to divide us, and then there's another entity trying to bring us back together and get us to work together. And this is what I've been saying for the last 2 years, that our system is crumbling, and it has no other choice but to either put a new system in its place or be dusted, disgusted, and destitute, having to fend for ourselves. Okay? And Trump is trying to prevent that from happening. Okay? And because he just happens to be in this time and place, he is being looked at as the bad guy because he's the one ruffling all these feathers. Okay? When he's not even the butcher. He's the dude over on the side of the shore there, and everybody's in a boat, and he's telling everybody, "Hey, there's a waterfall down there. You might not, you might want to get out of the water." And everybody's telling him, "Oh yeah, whatever, Trump, fuck off," kind of thing. And then he's like, "Well, okay, fine." It is what it is, right? But it's the bankers and the oligarchs and the 0.1 percenters, the selfish bastards, that are telling you to get in the boat and go down this river. Okay? So he's ultimately trying to save you from what you don't even realize. Okay? Because it takes a lot to wrap your head around, ultimately. And the thing is that he doesn't want to have to do what he's doing any more than what he's doing. But he unfortunately has the job to rip off the Band-Aid. Okay? But Canada's in its own dumpster fire because of Trudeau and because of all the previous subsidiaries that came before him. Okay? And Carney, he's like the Grim Reaper of the financial market. He comes in to shut shit down. He did it to Britain, he did it to Europe, he did it to anywhere else. And he just comes in to shut shit down and just topple it over. So you know, he's definitely anti-New World Order. He definitely does not have anything to do with that. Okay? I can vouch for that. He definitely has seen a bankruptcy or two. He definitely knows the value of money. He definitely knows how to work money. He knows how to work investments. And this is why I think he's been put in at this time and place. And this is why he's got the National Guard situated the way it is. This is why he's got the Army situated the way it is. Right? This is why he's been working on the massive deportation of the immigrants the way he is doing. And yeah, he's a little out there. He's got a lot of shit going on. But you'd be saying the same shit if whatever her name was in. She would have the same job as Trump would have, but I'm thinking that he is doing somewhat of a better job than what she could have done. Okay? I find that there's a lot of NPCs in the Democratic Party. And it's almost scary. So I'm not saying they're all NPCs, but there's definitely quite a few in there. They're very, very, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But just know that what's going on is not Trump's fault, but he's having to pick up the pieces. He's having to he's having to make very difficult decisions. And mind you, I don't necessarily agree with absolutely everything he's doing. I don't agree with everything he's saying. But I'll tell you right now, at this point, with his experience from the past, I think there's no better person to deal with this shit, to bring in the new system in order to get everything back running again. But he's basically been left with the job to pick up the pieces, and he's doing the best that he can. He's having to make a major wake-up call for the American people, because there's a lot of people sleeping, and they're not wanting to wake up. So he's basically giving no other choice but for people to wake the fuck up and see it for what it is. And it's not the easiest job to do. Some of these Americans are stubborn, okay? And they don't want to see anything, right? So, and yeah, there's a lot of people complaining, and there's a lot of conspiracy going on, there's a lot of bullshit going on. But just understand that it doesn't matter who's in power, okay? There's people trying to, I guess I'll use the phrase, make America great again, and try to regain the respect that it needs, despite of what the situation is. And this is a major game changer. So Trump's been left holding the ball, and now everybody's looking at him and wanting to tag him out because of it. But what's he going to do? I think he's done more I think he's done more good than he has bad at this point. And because he's had the Democrats pretty well down his throat in the presidency, and the fact that he's bounced out and back in again, there's a reason for it. So I have a feeling, I have this really wild feeling that he's going to redeem himself. And I'm just holding on to the thread in hopes that that's what happens. Okay? And all we can do is heal, alchemize, transmute, empower ourselves to make that old system irrelevant. And this is calling on you to step up into your higher version of yourself. Okay? And this is why I've been on here. This is why I've been pushed to be on here, sending these messages to get us to heal. Because had we not healed, had we not empowered ourselves, we'd be snapping our freaking heads off right now. We'd be snapping out. But because we are empowering ourselves, we will rise above this. Okay? So, keep your eyes open. Okay? Get your news and information from many different sources, not just one. And think for yourself. Don't take everything as gospel. Okay? Because if you're gonna take everything as gospel, I think that's where you're gonna run into some issues. Right? Learn to really kind of ponder and look into certain things before you make any type of crazy assumptions. Okay? Things don't look good right now, but regardless who's in power, they wouldn't be looking good. Right? So, well, like I said, I'm not necessarily saying, that I'm not saying he's bad or good, but he's trying. He's doing something. And he's going up against a lot of the deep state, and he's eradicating the deep state. So, and as far as his wife is concerned, Melania Trump, she's actually working with Putin, and she just had an address there. I think it was either today or yesterday, or the last couple days, where she's actually working with Putin and Ukraine to work on getting families back together again. So she's been focusing on quite a bit overseas and trying to bring peace to the Middle East. So there's a lot going on. Okay? And that's why you really haven't heard from her, because she's been doing a lot of work in behind the scenes, trying to bring balance to the situation. I don't know. I think Melania Trump, I think she's got very good intentions, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. Yeah, 2026 is a horse year, so we're done shedding our skin, and things are going to start moving quickly in a totally different direction, and we just got to embrace it. We still got to stand for our sovereignty, and I think that's going to be made happen. We just got to we got to step up as a community, as a humanity, and we got to work together. Enough of this division. The division isn't going to help us. And the oligarchic asshats are trying to divide us. So we got to make that old system totally insignificant, so that way we're no longer going to be out of control. We're no longer going to be in this position. Smoking with Bree. Don't be telling me how I'm going to run my channel. Thanks. I'm speaking on it because I'm speaking on it. I don't need to be questioned on it. Okay? Thanks. This is my channel. You want to go work on your channel, then you go work on your channel. Certain things need to be addressed, and I'm trying to disable the fear and the uncertainty, and it's intuitively brought to me, so I'm being told to speak on it. I'm going to speak on it. That's just the way it is. Welcome in, honey. But anyway, we got to be working together as a community instead of being divided. And that's the main thing. That's the main point I'm making here. Okay, we do deserve way better as a community, as a humanity. And I think that's eventually going to be what's coming down the pipeline. But whether we like it or not, this old fiat system is pretty well dead in the water. There's no gas left. So we got to get a different boat. We're at the process of getting the life rafts ready and getting them in the water. So that's the situation. But on that note, collective, that is your live for the evening. So I hope the messages tonight brought some sort of clarity. If you want your personal readings are open. Order and schedule your sessions and your readings for, if it's an offline recorded reading, that's one thing. But if you're going to order a session, order it either the next day or 2 days from now. Okay. My readings are open. You can get your personal readings. I prefer doing personal readings because then it's personalized to you and your situation. I'd much rather tap into your energy specifically rather than tapping into the collective energy, because there's a lot of different timelines and I'm only pinpointing on a couple of these timelines depending on how tired or worn out I am. So I will be back here again tomorrow with another live. So I'll catch you there tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you want to throw me a super chat or a super sticker or a super thanks or send a tip or get your personal reading, you know where to get it. Become a member, all that jazz. All right. Thank you so much. If you can't be good at it, please be good to yourself so that way you can be good to others. And I'll catch you in the next video.